to execute when coach calls for either of these points of emphasis next game. We'll catch up more tomorrow at practice.
Yo, remember back on the bully when cats used to harmonize like, yo, my men and my
We're in the place they call the United Center in Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports for myself, Kevin Harlan, and my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Welcome, everyone. We'll take a look at the Nets. Challenging part of the schedule, and this is where they need to buckle down and take care of business. Taj Gibson's checked in for Pau Gasol. The Nets with the lead. Setting the floor for the Nets. Williams is out there with Bogdanovich. Then it's Young. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Johnson in at the 3 spot. Pass to Bogdanovich. The shot's good on the assist by Johnson. Bogdanovich has got his first basket.
He was one step ahead of the defense when he fired that pass for the assist.
Rodgers checked in for Garrett Williams.
Taking a look here now at some numbers for Jimmy Butler. Great year for him last year. Put up about 19 points a game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And with him, it's all about demolition on the glass, throwing himself into the rebounding battle with 100% effort at all times.
And we can certainly see how that's paid off over their recent games. Excellent numbers on the boards.
From beyond the arc, Rodgers can't make the basket. Chicago's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Taking a look here now at some numbers for Jimmy Butler. Terrific year last season for him. 10th in steals. And he was right up there among the league's elite scorers, cracking that top 20 list in points per game.
And Steve, I don't think you can overstate his steal numbers. I mean, they're way up there. And it's a credit to his concentration and his quickness and his aggressiveness.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throws. Beautiful to watch.
Passes it to Snell. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Snell's got his first points of the night.
Excellent execution of the plan there.
Last game for the Bulls, they picked up the W against the Celtics in Boston.
And if you look at their numbers in that game, what jumps out most is the balance offensively. They really spread the wealth.
And they were on fire in all areas. That was a very satisfying road win.
Mirajic grabs the miss. Chicago trailing here. Here's Snell. Here's Gibson. And he hits it to tie the game up.
That was the 3rd straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical. Be more aggressive.
I agree, Clark, but it doesn't look like they have the will to do that at this moment.
Plumlee, the pass to Rodgers. Second chance shot. Here's Snell. Feeds the Rose. Over to the left wing. Pass to Snell. He dishes it to McDermott. Just 5 to shoot. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Rose against Rogers. Plumlee dishes to Brooks. Brooks left side, and it's blocked. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here. Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. McDermott comes in for Pau Gasol. Tony Snell's checked in for Jimmy Butler, and it's Rose in for Jamal Crawford. And the new group in for the Nets. Jefferson's checked in for Lopez. Johnson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Jaron Williams. And Rogers subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Rose and Snell teaming up in the backcourt. Mirotic is out there with Doug McDermott, and it's Gibson in at the center position. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Brooks, the pass to Rogers. This one for 3. And again, no good by Brooklyn. Here's Snell. Brooks covering. McDermott kicks to Rose. 1:19 left to play in the first half. Here's Gibson. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. Gibson's got his second bucket tonight. 1:09 left in the first half. Brooks, the pass to Rogers. Back to Brooks. Johnson for 3. The rebound by Gibson. Gibson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. McDermott dishes to Rose. Snell kicks to McDermott. Rose gets a wide open look. Works a big high bounce and goes in. Rose has got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, it's obvious. The difference in this quarter has been their dominance on the offensive boards.
Yeah, I think you're right, Clark. A lot of second chance points, and they're not resting on their lead. They're really being aggressive and attacking the lane.
That could give him a huge injection of energy, Clark.
And Kevin, that's exactly what they need right now. They've got to close the gap.
Forget about that for a second. How about the burst to the bucket for a point guard? Boy, he can power those down.
I think he simply needs to get back to doing what he was doing there in the first quarter.
He's made 2 of his 3 attempted tonight. That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. 19 seconds left in the second quarter. Here is Rogers. 8 points his last outing. They set the pick. And it's Brooks in the corner. No good on the triple. Good if it goes. The shot misses.
Hey, Kevin, with...
Okay, guys, let's talk about that first half. We've given this crowd way too much to cheer about. The second half is going to...
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2.
Substitution.
Wake up, son. You're in.
Oh, it's time to ball.
Tony Snell subbed in for Jamal Crawford. Plumlee is checked in for Brooklyn. Jack comes in for Bogdanovich, setting the floor for the Nets. Inside is Plumlee and Lopez. Jarrett Jack is out there with Williams, and it's Young in at small forward. And Butler, here we go. 6 on the shot clock, puts it up from 12, and that's good for 2. Butler's got 4 points this quarter.
I really like the set they ran there.
Bulls making a switch here. Mirotic is checked in. And then for Brooklyn, Brooks comes in for Darren Williams. And Rogers subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Brooks outside. There's the pass to Rogers. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
Well, after a horrible half of shooting, they bounced back here in the second half and picked up their shooting percentage quite nicely.
Well, they're passing to Gibson from 11 feet away. Rebounded by the Nets. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
Well, Kevin, they constructed a perfect offensive game plan going into that game, and it was quickly apparent how powerless the defense was to stop it.
Powerless is a good way to put it, Steve. We're unlikely to see that many uncontested baskets again anytime soon.
Plumlee with the steal. There's 53 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Lopez a screen. Here's Rogers, and he comes on. The screen and slams it through.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Kept alive. Here's Snell. No good with the layup.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And Plumlee kicks to Brooks. Young with no one around. And the three ball is good. Young's got 5. Butler with the ball. He's got 10. Lets it go from 11. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. For Chicago, they have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line. Here is Rogers. Deep 2 from Brooks. Can't connect. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by Chicago. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah, and McDermott's subbed in for Butler. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Lopez, he's checked in for Plumlee. Lunt comes in for Johnson. Rogers checked in for Bogdanovich. And Jarrett Jack is subbed in for Aaron Brooks. McDermott and Gasol, the duo at the forward. Crawford out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Gibson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. The shot's good from Rogers. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Rose. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Not much to be crippled.
Well, pal, congratulations.
Not the best game for you defensively out there, huh?
Whew, man, that's an understatement. I know I'm better than that, but I just can't seem to get my defense right lately.
To me, that says it's more about focus than anything. We know you've got the ability, but it's up to you to make sure you're using it.
I hear you, Coach. I really got to work on my mental game, but I will. I promise. Thanks for the talk.